best focused on doing is we focus on, the Bible says actually we should do that. Give diligence to develop these things in your life. Give diligence to develop these things. So it's much more personal. It's this what it's talking about here is on a personal development level. Develop yourself personally, because actually, as a matter of fact, Christianity is personal, but it has a corporate dimension as well. And so here he said, develop personally, give diligence to do that. That is why in 2 Timothy talks, 1 Timothy talks about physical exercise profits little, but godliness profits unto the soul. He says that, in Timothy 4:7 and 8, it says that take the time and the trouble to keep, 1 Timothy 4:7, take the time and the trouble to keep yourself physically, spiritually fit. Take the time and the trouble to keep yourself spiritually fit. So we have to give diligence to do this, to exercise unto godliness. But so you see, there are a lot of people who are expecting to have a thriving Christian life, but are not making any spiritual input, like prayer, like study of the word, like fellowshipping, like evangelism, sharing Christ with others. These are things that help you to grow and mature in your Christian life. Now, if you don't take time and effort to do these things, spiritual maturity does not come naturally, doesn't come with time or by age, but it comes as a result of consistent engagement in things that warrant or that necessitate your maturity, or that help you develop yourself. And so there needs to be diligence in our spiritual life. Now watch this. In Ephesians chapter 4 verse 3, he says that give diligence. In other words, he said endeavor, spaudazo. Endeavor, give diligence, not only to develop yourself as a Christian, but it also here it also says that give diligence to do something. Give attention. No, some of us, I remember, and I still do that. I take much time. I take time off to fast and pray regularly. I just enjoy fasting. I like fasting. I believe it has a way, it blesses my personal life, my spiritual life, and my relation with God, and my usefulness to God, depending on what I do. And so I personally spend time in fasting and prayer and doing all these things that help in the development of my spiritual life. Well, watch this. Many people give diligence to do things. For instance, many ministers, as a pastor, it is my personal custom that I don't go behind the pulpit without preparation. So I don't go to church on a Sunday or weekday service and go and preach without spending time with the word or preparing for that. So I give diligence so that I can have effective ministry. I give diligence to the things I do. Now, in the same way, most of us give diligence to the things we do. If you are believing God for a miracle, if you are believing God for a job, sometimes you give diligence, searching job and praying and searching for jobs. If you are believing God for deliverance, you are believing God for some things, you give diligence. You give yourself to it and give energy and will. You willingly invest your energy, your time, and your effort. Now, watch this. Here also, he says that in the same way, we should give diligence, invest our time and effort in maintaining the unity of the Spirit. Hallelujah. He said, don't just, it's good, you have to focus on developing yourself, but your focus should not end there. You have to focus and invest energy, invest effort in maintaining the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. Now, Christian unity is a very, very important thing, to the extent that in John chapter 17, when Jesus prayed for the church, he prayed that he said, Father, that they may be one. I pray that, Lord, that they may be one. We need to be united. We need to be one. Or the Christian unity is very important. Now, Paul never took lightly, or the Bible doesn't take lightly, anything that brings division in amongst us. The Bible doesn't take it lightly at all. So anything that undermines our unity, the Bible frowns on it, and the Bible discourages it. Now, you realize that the let me take the text and just explain something here for you. It says that endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit. Now, so put in effort, put in diligence to do what? To keep the unity. Now, Christian unity. There are at this point I want to talk about two types of unity. There is what we call the internal unity and the external unity. The internal unity is the same as the organic unity, and the external unity is the same as organizational unity. What do you mean when you say that? I'm going to explain it. Internal unity is not a unity that comes by virtue of our affiliations. And so there are people who focus so much on external unity. There are people who focus so much, oh, let's try and come together. Let's try and, compromise and tolerate one another so that we can come together as a body or as an organization. And that those things are very important. There's ecumenism. Ecumenism is very important and it's good. What's ecumenism? Ecumenism is the coming together of Christian bodies, as coming together, uniting of Christian bodies. Now, most of the time, people emphasize so much on ecumenism, but most of the time, the emphasis of ecumenism has always to do with the external unity. External unity. What do I mean by external unity? We all come together, and most of the time, external unity is based on the decisions or the influence of a few people at the top whose power and influence is based on the ability to gather masses. And so once I have so many people follow me, okay, you have so many people following, the two of us agree, it's called imposed. It's unity based on imposed direction from the top. So I feel we should unite, and we unite. Now, that is external unity, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the unity he's talking about here is internal unity. Though there are times when the internal unity may have external differences. So there will be unity, internal unity, which may even manifest itself with external differences. It doesn't matter. There may be external differences. What do I mean? There is this incident a story I heard about a husband and wife who they were fighting. They had a problem. There was an argument between, and the husband was really abusing the wife. It happened in public. So the husband was physically abusing and assaulting the wife, and the wife fell on the ground, and the